Hi guys, it's Friday, yay! And today's my full demo day, which will take us through the weekend because this one's kind of long. Everybody wanted to see what I was going to do with my brand new pencils from Brenda, and this is my first attempt at using pencils other than Prismacolor. And people were asking me what my opinions on them. Well, I started with the Holbeins because I just needed to jump in and feel them and get them into my hand, and I the brilliancy of it was just phenomenal. I used so less effort to get the same color brilliancy and less uh, layers before that color reached like a saturation. And I'm not talking about the tooth, I'm talking more about the color of the pencil came out. So as you can see here, I'm putting in some highlights and they're going in very easily, very brightly. I'm switching over to the browns. Now I have to say the differences that I found with the Prismacolor versus the um, Holbein and the other pencils is they're a lot more difficult to create new colors. So you basically have to like get into your mind that the color that you're picking up is the color that's going to go down on the paper. Where with the Prismacolor, I build from the bottom and create the color that I want in my mind. So that's something I'm going to have to get used to doing is but it doesn't mean that I can't do it. So here I'm putting in my darks, which I always do, my highlights and then my darks. And it's kind of hard to see. I'm not scribbling, I'm actually doing strokes, but since I have hyperlapse on, uh, it's hard to, tell when one stroke is like, I think it's every 6 seconds or 8 seconds. 1 second of time is 8 seconds of reality. So I'm just brightening things up here. Same pencils. I have the pencil combinations, but I wasn't concentrating too much on the pencil names. Here I'm trying to bring in, I think this is cocoa. I'm trying to bring in some of the richness of the browns. At the end, this didn't really turn out, the hair color didn't turn out to be the color that was in my mind, but I knew how to do the other color. I just needed to use some other pencils that I have the colors and I could have done it, but I was trying to stick with the Holbeins. And I love this book. I don't think anything ever comes out really bad when somebody colors in this book, the Coolidge Wild books, and they're available on Etsy. It's by Emmanuel Collin. There's three of them. And I've said it before, the only thing I don't like about her books, and I'm talking the only thing, is she in her illustrations she puts a lot of bugs on the kids, and she does all little girls, and they're so cute and so beautiful, but they all have bugs. So I try to stick with the ones that have less bugs in the picture. And as you can see, I'm just still building up, and that's the whole thing with pencils is that you need to build and build and build. Nothing is ever one layer, nothing is ever one color. There's always a minimum. I mean, and I'm talking minimum, everything is three colors, a light, a dark, and a medium. And that's for any pencil that you pick up. If you want a three-dimensional picture, you're never going to get it with one color. Even if you vary your strokes or vary your pressure. Okay, now I'm starting with the greens. See, here you could see that I'm doing strokes, not scribbles. What I liked about these pencils is the detail work. Now, if you notice in the hair as I was developing it, it does look like it has individual hairs in it. And you could do this much more, especially with up layers with the oils, the Holbeins and the Carandaranch. I have to get used to that name. I actually tried to practice it. I suck at names, really do. I call my kids 1, 2, and 3, and 4, of course. My birds, I have two parakeets. I named them Mushy Boo Boos and the other one. The other one has another name, but I always forget it. So I'm really bad with names. And there I am trying to get all the greens in, different colors. I'm working, I think, with 4 or 5 different green pencils. From the yellow to the blue spectrum, because remember that green is a combination pencil. So I took, this is on the bluer side, more on the aqua. I don't think it's going to take me that long to learn these pencils. The names seem to be a little bit more familiar to me immediately. What I'm going to need to do is learn sight recognition, like I have with my Prismacolors. Like all my Prismacolors could be laid out on my desk, all a mess and all over the place, and I'll still find the pencil because I could spot it. So I still have to do that with this set. The name on it was a little bit hard to read, the lettering. I don't like gold lettering. I wish they would print it in something that was easier, but I guess it's just that it's prettier to use the gold foil lettering. Okay, I just got it from Kim Richards. I noticed that the Sargent art is printed in gold and the shipping farben. Oh, I have to push the comment to see it. The on the Shapir Farben pencils, the lettering is actually new. That's just this year. Last year there was no common names on them. So I have a feeling I'm still going with it. They're the same pencils. That in my gut feeling they are, because why would two distinct companies manufacturing individual pencils design their pencils so that they match with each other? It's ridiculous. Why would they do that? There all these other companies that have these pencils that look identical, and there was thanks to my super god thanks to my super sleuth cream in the coffee. He found a whole list of pencils that are identical. They're all the same. So I'm just waiting for a couple of people saying that they were going to do some testing on it. I would buy another set, but really, do I need more pencils? Um, so much better than me buying it somebody else and they can try it and tell us. And of course, I'll report what they report to me. But so far, there's been like 5 or 6 pencils that all look alike. I hardly doubt that these pencils are individual, um, like the Prismacolor or the Holbeins. They're manufactured by their own company. These pencils, not so much. And some people were saying, oh, one was oil and one was wax. That's unfortunate that it could be a miscommunication. And I know they do tote the Schifarbens out as oils. Um, and I'm not saying that they're lying, but I'm not saying they're telling the truth either. So it's up to the individual. I believe that they are all the same pencil, and I would go with the less expensive one. Given the shipping farbens were um, pretty reasonable last year, I bought it in $29 for the full set of 150 pencils. There's a price. I wouldn't say gouging because the pencils are definitely worth it, but there's a price. Um, like you can lower the price. So I think that's more of a marketing thing. And also, sometimes when something is too cheap, people don't think it's worth it. And if you up the price on it, they think it's a better quality or better value. So this could just be a marketing thing. And, you know, it's one of those things. I personally would go with the less expensive pencil. And that is my opinion based on the information coming into my brain from my brain. Okay, so here I borrowed a pencil from the Quran. I just wasn't getting that rich brown that I was hoping for with the Holbeins. So I added in a little bit of red. So when you mix the red and the brown, it becomes a lot richer, a lot more auburn color. And that's kind of what I was thinking of. I also did a lot of the individual strands. I broke out my magic pencil, and that's the ebony, Prismacolor ebony graphite pencil. I did use that to do the individual strands of hair. So I do highly recommend that pencil to everybody. Look what it does for you. I didn't know what type of bird this was. I didn't know what color to do it. So I just sort of like looked on my birds, my little parakeets, and said, let's do it in their colors. Oh, there's my Prisma white. It's the only time I used the Prisma on this picture. Now that I finished the bird and the hair, I'm going to tomorrow do the flowers and the face. This is going to bring me into Sunday where I'm going to do the background, and that's going to be the lesson for this week is how to do this type of background that I'm planning for you. So I will see you tomorrow unless something comes up on later on today, and have a good weekend. Keep on coloring.